Hey everyone, it's me early in the morning. Got my manager channel app just came through. And Astronauticus just followed. Welcome, I guess. Thank you for following. I greatly appreciate that whenever you do see this. If you see this here or on YouTube, it is greatly appreciated. As you can see, it's a totally different setup. Well, actually, it's not a different setup, just different background back here. I hope you can hear me okay. The microphone's a little further away, and the way that I have it should be more telescopic in picking up my voice. Seems like it's okay. I'm doing an early one because I have a new camera coming in. It is the Insta360 Link Camera, and it's a 360 camera. So I wanted to do a stream, and hopefully it comes in me while I'm doing it, in where I'm going to go ahead and review it and possibly hook it up while I'm on here, or maybe kind of stop it and then start it, because I want to show what we're looking at here in comparison how we're going to be able to see it once I have that one hooked on. And the point of view right now, we're kind of catacornered from my right, possibly your left, I believe. So you can see all of the wall right there that I've been patching up, and started with one coat of primer. I got to do another coat to finish painting this room here. But right now I'm facing, like I said, this way. The camera is going to be over here because I have the monitor that I'm going to be playing my games on this side. And I also have to figure out how to switch the... that's not good. I don't want it like that. I want to figure out how to switch from, in this 32-inch screen that I have on my left over here, I want to switch it from showing my switch and Elgato HD 60S, and switch it over to be my extended view of my rig here, my laptop, the Alienware. So then I'm still playing my Xbox games over here. I came into a small closing because hence my name, Redness the Gaming Realtor. I do real estate during the day. Today I did some emails this morning, and then I decided to do this for a little bit, and then I'm going to be streaming again tonight. I'm still trying to figure out how to get out of this echo. I don't know if it's an echo that I'm hearing just because it's coming out of another monitor that I have here in front of me. The speakers are up. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm looking all over line. But I want to make sure that I can extend this monitor here, not only to the monitor that I have in front of me, but also to the other 32, where I do the Switch Nintendo games. And then I can switch it, because I do have a HDMI switcher. Then I can switch it and show Xbox games. But what I was saying about the closing, I had a little bit of a small closing come in, and my sons, they play on the PS5. So I was going to go and get myself a PS5 so I can play some games with them out there. And they live in Toledo, in Toledo sweatshirt. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. They live in Toledo, Ohio. My youngest goes to Toledo University. So I wanted to get a PS5 so then I can play games with them on that as well, not just on the Switch. Although the Switch games are nice and good, but I want to be able to play with both of them, not just one. Right now, it's just my oldest son plays on the Switch, so I'm still gonna look for that. Hopefully, I can find it. But like I said, I'm gonna have the camera above the left monitor over here, coming down, kind of the classic streaming look, where you have it up high or medium high camera coming down, looking you this way. But like it's a 360. I'll turn it around and kind of show, my setup, although you can see most of it. I got my easel right there. That's where I do painting. That there. I was Phi Theta Kappa when I got my associate's degree in graphic design, which I don't use, and I think it was a waste of money. It was a good experience and all that, but it was just a waste of money. I went in with them saying that they have 83% placement. So I think I was in the 20 something, 30 something, something like that percentage that did not get placed. But I did make it into the Phi Theta Kappa because of my GPA. And I guess let me talk about that just a little bit. Like I said, I'm a realtor. I have quite a bit of history of what I've done in my past, but with that there on Phi Theta Kappa, you have to have between a 3.8 and a 4.0 to be in that when you graduate a college. And although I graduated from a community college, it still was a high-ranking community college here in the area, being Clark State. So I graduated from Clark State Community College, and I had a 3.9, almost 4.0 GPA. And I could have, and I believe my scores came in just as I was graduating. I don't know why, and made it into the 4.0. But it didn't register because I would have had also like medallions and stuff. But I was there every day. I passed all my tests with 95 and above. Ranked not really high, but pretty high in my final, and made it into Phi Theta Kappa. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I barely graduated high school because I constantly ditched school. Didn't really care about it or anything like that. Being that my parents are ministers, Christian faith ministers, there was a lot of church things that I had to take care of as a young kid and into a teenager. So school wasn't really that important for my parents. It was important, but not important, if that makes any sense. So I really didn't care about my grades until I realized that I wasn't going to graduate. And there was a pretty high, and I don't think I'm remembering it correctly because it just seems too high, but I needed 220 credits to graduate high school, and I was 30 credits short in my last semester. So I spent my last semester of high school going to school from 7:30 in the morning to about 9:30 at night, literally. And I told my dad I can't do anything with church for the next 6 months or so because I gotta be in school. So he was like, all right, whatever. So I went to school, like I said, 7:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night. And I even took Saturday classes. So finally, towards the end of that, I was zero point 0.5 credits short to graduate. And I went to my counselor and I was like, I'm short 0.5. What do I do? And I remember she looked at me and said, you know, I'm not supposed to do this, but you've been working pretty hard and I've been seeing it. I've been keeping up with everything you've been doing. So there was these pink slips that we had to fill out for credits when you had to do extra. And she had me take a stack of papers plus some books across the school to another administrator. So I went there, dropped that off, came back, and she had signed that pink slip for my 0.5 credits. So I had to run because I was like cutting it right there. I had to run from there to the assistant principal's office. And then the assistant principal registered in the credits and then told me to go back to my counselor and pick up my cap and gown. I barely made it graduating high school, which in my family, not as in cousins and all that, but in my family, as in me and my brother, I was the only one that graduated high school between the two of us. So, and college. But I was able to graduate from college with high grades with Phi Theta Kappa. I'm not sure. I mean, I've read a couple of information on how Phi Theta Kappa works for you and how it can help and whatnot, but I really don't know. Besides having the honor of having this and wearing a Phi Theta Kappa tassel along with your school alma mater tassel and being on the website and all, I don't know what purpose I would have with it now. I mean, I guess I should call and see what's going on. I graduated from 2 colleges. Everybody say hi to the missus. Oh, are you talking about Bible college? I think you're talking about Bible college. But yeah, Phi Theta Kappa. I'm a member, and I don't know if you're supposed to keep up your membership through attending stuff or going to the website, registering every year. I'm not sure, so I don't know if I'm a lifetime member or just for graduation. But either way, I can say I'm in Phi Theta Kappa, so I'm in a sorority. Oh, I think that's what that is. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I did graduate from World Harvest Bible College. I am a retired minister slash ex Pentecostal Christian faith minister. And I graduated there in '94. Kind of like Clark State Community College was a 2-year program, so was World Harvest out of Columbus. So yeah, all of my adult scholastics have been out of Ohio, and then my priors, elementary, junior high, which is middle school, and then high school, were all in California. Yeah, so I know I'm filling in time, because I'm hoping this package comes while I'm on here. But like I said, if it does come while I'm on here, cool. If it doesn't, I'm doing this so that we can see the difference between this shot here in comparison how the webcam, the Insta360 Link, is going to look once I set that up. So yeah, I'll make two different streams, because thinking about it now, I have to mount it and make sure that it's, pushing in correctly into the computer. So yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, I guess I could, but then I would have to disconnect and maybe restart the computer in order to get all the drivers and software uploaded into the system. So now two different streams. I'm just pretty excited. I have now 5 followers, so that's pretty cool. Again, everybody who is following, thank you. I appreciate it. And I didn't stream last week. Half of that week I didn't stream because it was my wife and I's wedding anniversary. Together 14 years, married 14 years, together 16 years. So that's an eternity for my wife. But oh wait, I guess yeah, you're right. I guess I had to graduate from real estate, because you got to go to school and take actual college style courses to graduate from real estate. So she's correct. So I've graduated from 3. It's a short run, 18 months for real estate, and I honestly think that there needs to be more in-depth classes done for real estate, and honestly, oh my god, try to teach a lot more of the day-to-day things that happens with real estate, because some of the things, not all, but some of the things that you're taught, you do go through in real life. And then I would say the rest of like the 70% of the things that you're taught, you never see. You actually have to modify as you go along. One thing I can tell you is when you're sitting there and they're telling you real estate, you go in there and you have to fill out the paperwork and get them to sign it, and there you go. Most of the time, that's not the case. You do have to do that, but you have to research everything about what you're doing. And some of the lessons I had to learn is you have to read everything about that contract that you're having these people sign. Because there was one of them that I missed a certain little information in there, and it got the client upset. But it also put me in a position where I wasn't looking out for the total best financial interest of that client that was selling that property. And he made it out to be that the buyer kind of made out with some free costs that they would have had to pay, and it turned out that the seller paid it. And I mean, I own that and take responsibility on it, that I didn't read that part of the contract, even though these were investors, and for all investors, you should read everything on there. And if you have any questions or any assumptions, or if you tell yourself, hey, you know what, this may mean that, so let's go along with it. If you're saying anything like that, ask your agent. Because I tell everybody, make sure you read everything, and if you don't understand it or have any kind of question, let me know and I'll try to clear it up for you. So, like Sheldon said, I think we both have blame in this one, and that's what had happened. Some of you don't know who Sheldon is, so Big Bang Theory, if you guys are asking. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to really learn on your own, because you're going to be making a lot of mistakes. The other thing that you got to think about too is don't go into it with the mentality that you're going to all of a sudden start making money. As soon as you go in, boom, you're going to start making money. No. As soon as you go in, you're the bottom feeder. All of the seasoned agents are the ones that are going to take the bigger selling houses or buying houses clients, those kind of clients. When you first start in, unless you're starting in with right next to some other agent that is willing to refer to you, like $200, $300, $400,000 houses to buy or sell, you're coming in to do that with $20, $30, $40, $50,000 houses, if that. And then you might be dealing with investors that are wanting to pay less than what those small amount houses are offering. They're wanting to pay less than that, which of course they accept an offer from a higher bidder. You got to come in already with finances that will allow you to market yourself, not only in printing, like business cards and whatnot, but also in more of the age that we're into now, be able to do a lot of that marketing on social media and websites. And what I mean by that is that, yeah, you can go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's people using Snapchat. You can do TikTok, stuff like that. And the basic of that is free. But if you really want to reach out to the masses, then there is money you have to pay in order to boost your free content that you already created. I can do a free content, let's say on TikTok, and do a short 3-minute presentation of myself, and hey, this is what I do. I'm over here in Dayton, Ohio. If you're an investor looking into invest, blah blah blah, all that stuff, I can do that. But then when I push it out, it might reach 2,000-3,000 people. And statistically, in this kind of business, I may get one, maybe two people that might contact me and say, and I'm kind of interested. Why don't you tell me more? But then if you pay money into it, which means you have to have a LLC set up, because you would have to go from regular TikTok to business TikTok. And in order to register your business TikTok, then you have to have an LLC, and which means not only just the LLC, but your tax ID number. And your tax ID number is important because that's the identification number that TikTok or some other website, social media sites, that they want to see. And then you don't want to put in your social security number, because then you're dooming yourself. So you need that. Once you have that in there, then you can push in money to boost your TikTok. Now your TikTok can possibly go into the FYP, the For You page, and hopefully that'll push it through. But if you really want to get ahead of everybody else in the FYP, you pay that money as a business, and then they start pushing it as an advertisement. So for those that use TikTok, as you're going through TikTok, then you pass on a TikTok, and they're doing some kind of strange whatever, and at the bottom it says sponsored. That's what that is. They're either sponsored by the company that paid that TikToker to do their thing, or they that sponsored is because that TikToker sponsored themselves to go through that thing. Yeah. The monies, as she is saying, the monies that you have to have are also to do your monthly dues, and then monthly fees, and then yearly fees. For instance, here in Dayton, we have the Dayton Board of Realtors. If you're just a real estate agent, you don't have to pay into the realtors side of it, which gives you a little bit more advantages. Just as a real estate agent, you have to pay into what's called the MLS, or the multi-listing services, and that's a yearly. Well, actually, it's 2 payments a year. So you pay for that service in June and in January, twice a year. And I say that backwards because it's always in the middle of the month, middle of the year, and then supposedly at the end of the year, which is actually January. And even if companies tell you that they don't charge you any dues, they still do. The company that I'm with now is called Red One Realty, and Red One Realty so far has been one of the best brokerages that I've been in. They're quick to answer if I have any questions. They have multiple managing brokers that will help whenever I need it. They try to do their best to make sure that I stay what's called compliant, which means that I stay within the regulations and all that. And then they have 3 different types of breakdowns for your commission. You can have one that's 50-50, and you stay like that all the time. 50% on your commission. You like to say if you get $5,000 commission, $2,500 goes to them, $2,500 stays with you, and then you do that always. Then they have their split that I do, which is, I forget how much the split is, but you have a cap of, well, it's 50-50, but you have a cap of $4,200. And when you're doing that cap, which means is that when I do a closing and I get my commission, they get 50% and I get 50%, all the way until I pay them $4,200. Once I'm done paying the $4,200, then the rest of the year, what they would call anniversary year, it's just when you started with them to cycling back again. Once I pay that $4,200, the rest of the year, anniversary year, the commission is 100% mine. Now,
and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. That is part 1 of me waiting for my new camera, which, as you can see, is nice and clear. Is Link. And I started talking about real estate, and I think that it's just basic information about real estate for anyone out there that's interested in that. You can hopefully take some notes off of it, and if you have any questions on it, just let me know. Leave a comment either in Twitch or in YouTube, or if you go to my link tree, you can find other places that you can send me any of your questions or inquiries or anything like that. Well, I am Redness, the gaming realtor. As my name says, I do real estate during the day and game during the night. So I thank you for stopping by and hearing what I had to say. This is part 1, and hopefully you'll come back to do a little bit of note taking for part 2. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.